Who is Shinzo Abe? Shinzo Abe served as Japan's prime minister from September 2006 to September 2007 and became prime minister again in 2012 with a promise to fix Japan's ailing economy following policies that were dubbed Abenomics. He is a right-wing politician from a family with deep political roots who belongs to Japan's Liberal Democratic Party. In his book Toward a Beautiful Country, Abe shared details about his life and vision for Japan. One long-standing goal is to amend Japan's pacifist constitution. Wearing a Super Mario costume, he appeared at the Olympic closing ceremonies in Rio de Janeiro to herald the Olympic Games being hosted by Tokyo in 2020. In August 2020, Abe announced his resignation due to health reasons. Abe was born on September 21, 1954, in Tokyo, Japan. Some sites incorrectly list Niigata, which is Abe's hometown in the Yamaguchi Prefecture, as his birthplace. Abe's father, Shintaro Abe, was a foreign minister. Following his father's death in 1991, Abe ran for and won his seat in the Diet in 1993. After World War II, Abe's maternal grandfather, Nobusu Kishi, who worked as an industrial planner in Japanese-occupied Manchuria in the 1930s, was arrested as a Class A war criminal. He was not indicted, and his anti-communist views helped secure his release in 1948. Kishi served as prime minister from 1957 to 1960. Like Abe, he wanted to alter the pacifist Article 9 in Japan's constitution. After receiving his political science degree at Tokyo CK University in 1977, Abe matriculated to the University of Southern California in Los Angeles to further his political studies.
Abe per se, but how Abe works with his counterpart. So the combination is what actually matters. And Abe-Trump, very interesting combination. Abe has been very skillfully handling Trump, and can other Japanese leaders do that? That's a question. But even bigger question is Trump gonna be around? So that's another question. And will Biden have a similar kind of personality related issue? I think that's possible. And handling Biden can be also equally challenging. So, but Abe's successor is going to have to deal with that. But I think the personality factor was also very important between Modi and Abe. I think they really got along with each other, and the promotion of India-Japan strategic partnership was really the credit to this to the two leaders, and without them it might have been slower. But this India-Japan partnership has its own kind of limitation, more of a systemic limitations, and so the next leader promote this even more? I think it will slow down, and maybe that is one of the factors which stops the Quad from developing into a closer, well, I don't even want to use the word alliance, but closer network.
Prime Minister. In September 2006, Abe became Prime Minister of Japan. Japan has a parliamentary system in which the Prime Minister is usually the leader of the party with the most seats in the lower house of the Diet, the country's legislative body. Abe's party, the Liberal Democratic Party, has held power for all but a few years since its founding in 1955. Abe was the country's youngest prime minister since World War II and the first to be born after the war. He'd been a member of the legislature since 1993, though he'd only joined the cabinet in 2005. Abe resigned as prime minister in September 2007, citing poor health. In September 2012, Abe made a comeback as head of the LDP, and after the LDP succeeded at the ballot box, began his second term as Prime Minister on December 26, 2012. In 2014 and 2017, Abe called for snap elections. The win solidified his control and showed support for his program of economic renewal, though electoral success was made easier by a weak opposition. In 2017, the LDP changed its rules to allow its leader to serve 3 terms instead of 2, so Abe could run for a 3rd term as head of the LDP in September 2018. If he holds onto this leadership role, Abe could remain at the head of the government through 2021, making him Japan's longest-serving prime minister, particularly notable given that others often only last for a couple of years. But ongoing scandals and sinking approval ratings may result in a challenge to Abe's leadership, or even another resignation.